Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. I got a hammock. Yeah, I'm just here in my little pod. I came to the park. I'm filming with my phone, so I don't know. Is this a great angle? I don't know. Yeah, holy shit. So literally as I was setting up, sorry about the audio right now, okay? Because literally as I was setting up the first shot that I was gonna film, I brought my DJI mic that I usually film with to get like far away audio and better audio than what my phone can provide, and it broke. the mic didn't break, but the little attachment thingy that allows me to plug it into my phone, I had it plugged in and then I like dropped my phone and it kind of tumbled, and then I picked it up and I realized that the little connector thingy snapped right off. So yeah, gotta replace that. But yeah, hi. Welcome to a new vlog. We are here at the park at my favorite park spot. And yeah, last year I would come here a lot just with like a little picnic blanket and my camping pillow. But I recently got the idea from my friend Morg. She said that one of her friends has a hammock and he just like takes it to the park and takes naps and stuff. And that just sounds so comfy and relaxing, and yeah, so I got a hammock so that I can do the same thing, and it's honestly a dream. So easy to set up, and now that I'm here I have my iPad and I'm gonna get a little bit of work done. But yeah, I thought I would start off the vlog. Sorry that like this filming setup is unideal. Yeah, this is it. It's summer and I'm under some trees, swinging back and forth in a little polyester pod, and I couldn't be happier. Okay, hello, we're back home now. Hey, how do I even do vlogs? How do I talk to you guys even? I feel like, I always say this, but I feel like I always have such large gaps between when I film these that like I can't remember what the fuck I said in the last one. I can't remember where my head was at, you know what I mean? I can't remember what I told you guys. I just started editing my May vlog that I started filming a month ago. So now I'm just starting this one, and here we are. Welcome to the vlog. We're back home. I'm feeling a little bit like because I think the air quality is really bad out right now because of some forest fires going on in like adjacent provinces or something like that. And I was out in my hammock for a little while, and maybe I shouldn't have been because my chest is feeling a little bit weird. But yeah, so let me catch you guys up. What has been going on lately? I feel like I've been super busy with tons of work stuff. Obviously the road barrier stuff that would have been a couple videos before this one, and then in my last vlog you would have seen that I had a bunch of stuff going on with like school stuff. So yeah, it's just been like a crazy few weeks of work and school, learning how to paint, just like my day-to-day responsibilities, and I've went on a couple little trips for like drift events and things like that. So yeah, it's kind of like work busy season slash travel season for car stuff slash muraling season slash I've brought upon myself school season. So yeah, that's kind of the main thing that I need to do today slash tomorrow. Today's Saturday, hello. Let me just show you guys what I'm working on right now. So this is my current painting homework, my current painting that I'm working on. This was actually due last week, but I didn't finish it. And then we started like a new assignment. Sorry, yeah, so that was due last week, and then we also started a new thing that is meant to be due this week. We're painting trees. So I thought I was just gonna do like 3 studies of 3 different trees, and so I've kind of, this is what I did in class. I kind of got started. I just need to do like a pass with black and get everything like tightened up, and then I'll be done that one, but then I still have 2 more. Yeah, class is on Monday. So I have a couple days, and then I also have a bit of work stuff that I need to get done. So yeah, realistically, I'm kind of thinking that I will do my darndest to finish this glass painting. That's kind of like my only plan for the rest of the day today. And then tomorrow, we'll see how the day goes, but I do need to do like actual work. And then I'm gonna try and do a bit more of the trees. So yeah, I just, for the past like little while, past like couple months, honestly, I've been like, it's just been one thing after the other, go, 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 you know, work, 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 oh, we're traveling, oh, we're back, gotta work, 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 oh, there's a new thing that I gotta work on. Ugh. So the house is kind of like in disarray. I still haven't finished, my last day working on the barriers was on Thursday, and then Friday was like kind of a write-off. I cleaned my car and stuff, but yeah, it was just kind of a blur. I was like, I was a shell of a human that day. So I let myself take it easy. And then, so yeah, I still haven't put away any of this stuff. So it's just kind of sitting here. And the house is a mess. I want to clean the house. But first things first, I gotta do this painting. So yeah, that's what's going on with me. I'm gonna get painting. I suppose the thing that I filmed when I was at the park wasn't like a proper hello welcome. So here's the proper hello welcome. I wish I had more to say. I wish I could come up with more things to talk about, but you know how it goes. I'll think of things as they come to me, and we will, you know, I'm sure I will get to plenty of yapping throughout the duration of this vlog, however long it may be. And yeah, lots of art stuff and work stuff and painting, and it's summer, so welcome to the vlog. Let's paint some glass. Hello, good morning. Am I in frame? There I am. Oh my god, my eyes are so bad. Uh-oh. Ah, shit. I think a migraine is coming on. Fuck. Nope, definitely. Damn it! Okay, 1 sec. Damn it! Better take a fucking painkiller. Alright, hi. What a way to start. Wow, that's so interesting. Okay, hi. I can't see very well. So, to preface this, hi, good morning. How's it going? It's Sunday. I've talked about this before. I think I get visual migraines, oral migraines. So basically how it starts is like there's a bit of a discrepancy in like the center of my vision. So like if I notice it's coming on, like when I look at this word on this thing, or if I look at text usually, I like can't really see it. Like I can see it, but I can't focus in on a single letter. There's like a blind spot in the middle, which is normal for one of my eyes because I have a blind spot, but the other, my good eye, if that's happening, then I know that there's a migraine coming. And then after that, I get like weird fractally stuff on the sides, and then I can't really see out of my peripherals, and then I get a headache. So I'm just preemptively preparing for the headache part. I wonder if I can still paint though, because I was just about to sit down and paint. Fuck. So hi, good morning. Yeah, kind of funny that I'm getting a migraine right now because typically so I started getting these migraines like a few years ago, I would say, maybe like 2022 or something like that. And like I've been to doctors about it. I talked to my retina doctor about it. And yeah, like aura migraines or just migraines in general, we don't really know, right? There's no real structured way to help it. I tried a couple things, but yeah, whatever. I haven't gotten one in a really long time. So this is kind of interesting, but typically a primary trigger for these migraines is relaxing after stress, like physical stress, or I guess, I don't know, mental stress. I've brought on a migraine after doing like a really intense kind of like boss fight in Red Dead 2. It was like a shootout or something like that. And like after I finished that part of the game, I got a migraine. And then another time was I was at a hot spring and they had one of those cold pools, and I was just sticking around with my friends and we were just like dipping in there in the cold pool trying to see how long we can stay under. And I think like my body was just so stressed out, so when we were leaving the hot spring, I got a migraine. And I've gotten it like after the gym, after like, I don't know, going too hard or something on the way home from the gym. So yeah. Just now, there was no physical stress, but I just cried so much. I was journaling as I do in the morning with my coffee. And yeah, I was just trying to kind of like figure out some stuff. Like I worked on this painting last night. I ended up stopping around like 8 and then I switched to something else. Just because I was putting in the blacks and stuff like that, and then I noticed like it was pretty hard to see. Like I do have this light source, but just the kind of sheen of the paint made it kind of difficult to see colors properly. So it was more trouble than it's worth. So I thought I would just stop there and then pick it back up in the morning. But I wanted to reflect on like, some more feelings of like resistance were coming up around painting, which like
you know, it's the same kind of feeling of like when you have to work on something or you want to work on something that, you know, you feel a lot of pressure with, or you want it to turn out well, or, you know, it's just kind of a big task ahead of you. So like for me at least, you either put it off or you work on it for a little bit, and then you get to a point where it's like kind of the end of one chapter of the working on it, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna go work on something else, or I'm gonna switch tasks, or I'm gonna stop this for a little bit because that was a lot, and whatever. So I was noticing that in myself yesterday. Like I wanted to stop and go do something else. I wanted to avoid what was happening. So yeah, I was journaling about that, and it's interesting, right? I feel like, you know, with something that you're kind of afraid of and you're kind of like wanting to procrastinate a little bit, it gets to the point where, like, yes, you have this thing that you have a deadline for, right? That you need to get done for a certain point in the future. And until you get there, you have the time to like push it and push it and push it. And that's driven by the fear of it not being good enough, right? You're afraid that if you go ahead and do it, the thing that you're doing, when it's done, if you do it now, if you feel like you're not good enough yet, then you're gonna push it and make excuses as to, you know, like, oh, I'm not feeling great today, so I shouldn't work on this right now, because then if I work on it right now while I'm not feeling great, then it's gonna come out like not as good as it could be, and I want it to be as good as it can be. So I'm gonna push it until I am better, or like better enough, good enough to work on this. But like obviously that's just like, you know, a lie that you tell yourself, because like that good enough is never gonna come if you don't feel it now, and good enough doesn't exist, as we know. So you push it, you push it, you push it, and then as that deadline comes closer, which for me, the deadline is passed, but I am telling myself that I need to get it done for tomorrow's class. So basically I want to get it done today. So today's my last day. So the deadline nears closer, and then so you have this fear telling you to push it farther, that you don't want to work on it, and then you have this fear of the impending deadline of like, if I don't finish it, then I will also be perceived as negative, right? It's two fears of perception. One fear of perception being the thing that I do isn't going to be good enough and people aren't going to like it. They're not going to like me. They're going to be disappointed in me, for me at least. And then there's this other fear of perception coming in on the other end of, if I don't finish it, then people will also be disappointed in me. They're not going to think that I'm good, blah, 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 because I didn't finish it, right? So it's like these two forces coming together, and I'm just getting squeezed in the middle, just like, you know, afraid of both things. So at that point, typically is when you just fucking do it, right? At least like, I don't know, thinking back to like school projects and stuff when like the same thing was happening. And I guess this is a school project too, but it's like, it's different. And I can understand this now, and I can see it for what it is. But it doesn't mean that, you know, the feeling has gone away. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And that's kind of what I was observing when I was journaling today. So maybe in a way it is like release after stress that brought up this migraine now. Because like, yeah, the stress that I was feeling and then journaling about it and seeing it for what it is, there was like some kind of release. Like I you know, sometimes when I bring myself back to like appreciating life and like realizing that things are actually beautiful and perfect, and nothing really actually matters, and I'm okay. Like I tear up a little bit, I cry a little bit, I listen to the birds, I feel the sun, I feel the brightness on my eyeballs, I look at the trees, how still they are, and it makes me tear up a little bit, right? But this time, maybe because there was like a bunch of that stress behind all this, I like kind of cried, you know? But like, I was laughing also. It was weird. I was doing it like sitting at the window facing outwards, like looking at the trees and shit. And I was like laughing, crying. And I was like, God, I hope nobody's like looking at me from across the fucking road or whatever, because I must look fucking crazy. But like, there was that release. So now here I am. Here I am. With now this weird visual effect that's kind of starting to manifest. It really has been a long time. So now I can read, but there's this little kind of like buzzy fractal like TV static blind spot just off center a little bit. And I guess that'll kind of grow stronger, and then that'll go away, and then I'll get the like side fractal stuff. I can't really remember the sequence of it, but yeah, a lot just happened, I guess. Yeah, I wanted to start painting, and then I was just gonna fucking yap at you guys as I do that. I guess I still can. I guess I can start painting now that I can like kind of see. Yeah, like I can see directly, but then just like, if my vision is here, just like kind of this right here, just off is a little bit, can't see, but that's fine. What did I want to say? What did I want to talk about? Again, sorry that I don't have my lavalier mic or whatever, my distance mic. I forget if I mentioned. So I broke it, right? Not the mic itself, but the connector. So I have to like send it in to DJI for like a repair case, and then I'm sure that they'll like get it and they'll see that it's just like completely fucking broken, so then they'll send me another one, because you can't just like buy that piece for some reason, at least not an OEM one. So yeah, we're just dealing with my shotgun mic over there. Hopefully the audio is okay. I'm sure it's fine, if not a little bit echoey. But yeah, what was I gonna talk about? So yeah, life has been crazy lately, right? In terms of stuff that I gotta do, it's like, you know, the work stuff, the barrier projects, which has been awesome. You know, I'm very grateful to have had that opportunity. It was, you know, lovely being able to go out and like work on a large scale project like that. I feel like the first batch was like, this is great. I love it. It was a push for sure, but we got it done. I finished. I was like, ha, good. And then they contacted me for a second batch, and I was like, holy fuck, okay, sure, no, I'll do it. That's great. It's, you know, money. And you know, I liked the first experience, so I did it again, and it was good, it was fine, but it was definitely more work than anything else. It was, you know, I was trying to be efficient with my time, especially with like all the other things that I have to do, or that's like on my plate right now. And so it was good and it was fine. But it was a lot, right? The first time was a lot, so I like mentally prepared myself to do all that again, did it all again, finished it. That's cool, that's good. I'm glad to be finished, but now it's kind of like, I can't really rest, because I have other work things, I have my painting stuff, so it's just been a lot. So I find when I'm kind of in a state of like being pinched with, you know, lots of work stuff, or like I'm super busy, I don't really have too many moments of like, okay, everything mostly that I need to get done is done. I can like breathe now and focus on, come back to living my life in like a chill kind of peaceful way that is easier to do if you don't have like a shit ton of other stuff going on. And I find that if I have too much stuff going on back to back for a long period of time, it's hard for me to connect back with myself and like find that peace. So like for the most part, like I'm okay, right? I'm not freaking out. I'm trying to bring myself back a little bit every morning when I have my coffee and I journal and stuff. But then I just have to go back to, you know, it's like, okay, and then go back to work, right? And the quality of my rest is kind of sprinkled with, and I know this is just like my mind, you know, clinging on to future worries and just like thinking about what I have to do and shit like that. But the rest that I have and the journaling and the like, you know, connecting with myself and stuff is sprinkled with, in the back of my mind, I'm kind of like stressed about the other shit that I have to do later. So all of that together, I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to observe it and find the peace despite, you know, whatever future responsibilities that I have. And yeah, so this morning, I guess like, I would say like the past many journaling sessions. I'm just gonna close this because I'm not gonna start painting until I'm done talking. I'm sure. I don't want this to like dry out unnecessarily. That's like a huge thing between like painting with actual paint versus digital painting. Obviously, real paint you need to focus on, you need to worry about you know, maintaining your paints, mixing enough of it, keeping it alive, not letting it dry out. So it was really interesting. It's out of frame, but like my fruit painting that I did, my first piece, I worked on that, and then after that I worked on the June Patreon piece. It was like a, you know, it was kind of like a digital painting in a way. And moving from that, working with actual paints, to digital painting, the digital painting process was just so chill. It was so easy. I was just like, I want that color, paint, paint, paint. Oh, I want this color now, paint, paint, paint. Oh, need this color, paint, paint, paint. And you can use layers and stuff like that. So it was just like an interesting, you know, contrast going from actual paint to digital paint. It made digital painting like something that in the past, like I've always seen as like so intimidating and scary and stuff. It made it just seem so easy. So that was cool. That was a cool thing to observe or whatever. What was I saying? There's a lot going on in my brain at the moment. Between like, okay, I'm just gonna go plug in my iPad because it could use a little extra charge while I'm not using it right now. This is kind of funny. It's it's funny that like I'm trying to talk about how stressed I am, but also, you know, how, whoa, there was just a bird chasing the fuck out of a squirrel. They just like scurried across somebody's driveway. Yeah, it's funny. I'm talking about, you know, how stressed I am and how much shit I got going on. But, you know, trying to find peace in it while literally there's like I'm looking here, but then there's like a weird like fractal buzzy thingy from the fucking migraine. I have a migraine coming on. That's stressful. My head's starting to hurt. It's just funny. All these things happening. But yeah, last year I can't remember if I must have talked about it to some extent on the vlog, but there was a period around April last year that it was like a crazy work thing where I took on a project that was like kind of a super tight deadline. There was tons of shit to do. And I had to get it done before I went on a trip. So it was like solid deadline, tons of shit to do. And yeah, it was just, I was fucking overwhelmed. And I think at that point as well, I was dealing with a lot of interpersonal relationship stress as well. Like stuff was going on with my friends that I felt like I needed to be there for them. Just like the people close to me, I was putting a lot of pressure on myself in all aspects, friend-wise, social relationship-wise, and then this work thing, like where at the peak of it, I think for like a couple weeks or something like that, when I was like really had to finish, had to grind it out, I would wake up, get on my computer, work all day until I went to bed, go to sleep, get up, work until I go to bed, over and over, like that. And it was a lot. So like all of that together piling on top of me, of course, you know, how can it's, I guess if you're practiced and if you're like, you know, really centered and like enlightened or whatever, even with all of those external stressors or whatever, you can still find peace, but I was not there at all. So like all of the things going on, I couldn't fucking handle it. I handled it barely, but like it was to the point where like I would be working at my computer, so freaked the fuck out the entire time, stressed about this deadline, stressed about like I'm trying to like do creative work, which is difficult, you know, to do while you're stressed. And then I would be like kind of like freaking out, and I would start to like, you know, feel a release coming on. So I would go sit on my couch and then I would just like bawl my eyes out super hard for like 15 minutes. And then I'd be like, okay. And then I would go back to my desk and keep working. Cause I had to, you know, it was like, it was fucked up. So yeah, it was just like all these things that were, I didn't have the time or the space to let myself come back to, you know, feeling peace again. And so that was then, and I'm not saying that right now is like that at all, to that extent at all, at least. But just, you know, the kind of like vague, constant kind of like go-ness that I've been grappling with, I guess, for the past few weeks. I'm kind of reminded of that period. So yeah, I guess it's interesting, like knowing how that was for me back then and how I reacted to it, how I handled it. And then having that knowledge coming into this period of, you know, lots going on. I feel like I'm in a better place in terms of my interpersonal relationships. You know, I've taken a lot of the expectation off of myself to be everything, everywhere, all at once, all the time for everybody. And that was like a huge lesson that I learned for myself coming out of last year. So it's like, I'm in a better place for sure, but I can still observe how the constant, pressure and stress is affecting me. But I also know that that's all in here. That's all pressure and expectation that I'm putting on myself. Like I said, with like the painting stuff, I'm telling myself that I'm not good enough yet, I gotta push it, but also, oh shit, if I don't finish it by today, then people would be disappointed in me. Both ways, it's like it's a fear. It's a subjective fear that I have, that I make up in my own mind, that pushes me to be stressed. So like, of course, I can let go of all that, right? Like, I don't have to finish this. I can go to class and be like, yeah, sorry, I'm not done. My prof will probably be like, oh, okay, you gotta finish though. Like, now you're real behind. I'll be like, yeah, whatever, and then like, what? I go home. Right? It doesn't actually matter, especially with this, right? Like, I'm not getting grades or anything like that. This is literally just like a personal interest course. So I'm reminding myself of that. But at the same time, I want to be able to come to periods like this in my life where I'm observing discomfort and fear in myself, and I want to challenge myself to, take myself out of that and really be able to like disconnect and observe it from outside, so that the fears associated with it are not so real, because they're not real, right? They're just what I'm imagining. And to do that, I gotta paint, right? Because I still want to paint. That's another thing. Like, I could just let this all go, and I could just like, truly, like, not, if nothing matters, then I don't gotta paint. I don't gotta go to class. I don't gotta do any of that shit. But there's also the deeper motivator that I feel that I don't want to let go of, because it is coming from a place of like joy, not fear, of I want to paint, I want to create, I want to, do all these things. So yeah, I guess it's just like a big balancing act of everything. And yeah, that's what I'm observing right now. And right now, migraine update, it's like, so I'm looking at you, I can see clearly basically all in the center right now, but then all of this, all of like this is like buzzy, blurry, can't see really. And it's a little bit distracting, but it'll go away. And then little headache is starting up here and here. But yeah, I guess that's all I really want to just say right now. But yeah, journaling, I'm gonna cry. If this is your first video watching me, you must be so confused. Don't worry, all of this is normal. Journaling was so beautiful today. Yeah, I feel like, so in the past few weeks or whatever, right, like maintaining my journaling, like the physical act of journaling while in a state of kind of stress and in a state of, having to do a bunch of stuff and thinking about what's next and what I have to do and blah, 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 blah. I haven't been able to really connect and feel, and like, yes, I can close my eyes and listen to the birds and shit and hear the silence and like find, a kind of shallow level of I don't know, peace, I guess, or like connection, presence, whatever. But today it was pretty pretty beautiful. Like every now and then I get to really kind of like allow this like flood of gratefulness and appreciation, and I cry, and I look at some trees, and I listen to the birds, and it's cathartic, you know? It feels like, oh my God, I'm alive. Everything's so beautiful. And so that happened today, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful that I'm feeling, or I'm allowing myself to feel despite the stress, because I feel like when I have so much going on or I'm so stressed, this was especially true last year during that like super stressful period, I feel like those moments of like forced release where I would like go and fucking bawl my fucking eyes out harder than I've ever cried, that would happen because I couldn't allow myself to stop and feel and allow the emotions to come up and be what they were. So they just kind of like bubbled over and forced their way out, right? And that's what happens if you don't let them out, if you don't let yourself feel them and release them. So being able to release somewhat a little bit earlier today, I'm very grateful for, and yes, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling positive about moving forward with this painting today. So that is all I have to say right now. I feel like the visual effects are mostly gone. Just like kind of a dull headache is starting, but we can deal with that. The Advil will kick in pretty soon, probably, and I'm just gonna get painting. So let's do that, and I'll come back to you guys with probably some more reflections as I paint, as my mind continues to think about things and I continue to observe. I don't know if you guys can hear the birds. What a beautiful thing, you know? That there are birds around. Okay. Oh my god, I'm starving. I'm done. I'm done the glass painting, and it took me not as long as I thought it was gonna take when I, you know, was sitting there looking at it unfinished and thinking about, oh, what a chore this is gonna be. What a fucking sorry, what am I
Okay, sorry, I got cut off there because my battery died. I'm a mess. I'm using a backup SD card because my current one, my usual one, got all filled up filming my process over there. So hi. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it took me a lot less time than I thought. I thought I was gonna like be pushing it into like after sunset and stuff, but yeah, I think I was kind of in my head about, you know, I don't know, the process, and I was like making it seem like such a much more difficult task than it actually is. And yeah, I think just like reflecting on it and, you know, reminding myself that it doesn't actually matter, like the things that I'm afraid of in terms of like how I'm scared that people will perceive me with this painting. You know, that stuff is just in my head, and even if, you know, people were to hate the painting and hate me because of the painting, which is fucking stupid, that shit doesn't matter either. So yeah, it's like, it's kind of like a very parallel process to my first painting, my fruit painting. Yeah, I started it, you know, had like some good process on it, and then I kind of hit a lull in the middle of it, and then avoided working on it, and then had like a huge realization, cried about it, and then continued on, having like released the fucking pent up fear. And then the rest of the process was fine, and it turned out great. And the same thing happened with this painting, you know? And I'm sure like with the next painting that I do, it's gonna be a similar thing. Like I'm gonna start it, and then I'm gonna work on it, and then I'm gonna procrastinate it, and then I'm gonna freak out, and then I'm gonna calm myself down, and then it's gonna be fine. So I wonder how many times that has to happen for me to become comfortable with this process, you know? Like this is only my second painting. So it's cool to be able to observe the journey that happens every time with these things. So, but yeah, I feel good, you know? It was, yeah, I don't know. I'm really happy with the result. Like I said, after I talked to you guys about it, and after I, you know, breathed and calmed myself down, the rest of the process was fine. So yeah, that's all. That's literally all I have to say on the completion of this. I feel like I'm kind of drained in terms of like my thinking. And also I've just been fucking sitting. It's like 5:30 right now. I've been working on this all day. I took a break in the middle I went and got groceries and stuff, and do some other chores. But yeah, for the most part, this has been my main task. So I feel good that it's done. My rice is on. I'm gonna eat dinner, watch something, and then I think I'm gonna go to the gym and exert the rest of this energy that I'm kind of like, nah, from the painting and from this whole debacle, and then come home, go to sleep, and have a nice little reset for the rest of the week. But I'm feeling good, so yeah. Check on that task. Ta-da! Okay. I'm gonna go, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow when we go to class, I guess. With this painting. I still have the tree paintings that I haven't done, but I feel like I've come to terms with, like, you know, I'm just gonna, my face is here, hi. I'm just gonna allow myself to be a week behind until I feel ready and able and comfortable to catch up, maybe, or I'll just stay a week behind, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. I'm happy with the painting, and that is what matters. So yeah, Bye-bye.
That's really all I need for my first video of my vlog.
Okay, I'm just gonna record a voice memo on my phone because I'm so tired and so gross. I don't want to be on camera right now. It was so hot today, holy fuck. And I was wearing a hat, so you know how it goes. Yeah, so I'm home from this class. I don't even know what number class it is now, but we are probably past halfway at this point. So that was probably like the 5th class or something like that. But yeah, it was good. I feel like the that last painting, the glass painting that I took so fucking long on and was late with or whatever, having done that and then now moving into painting again, something new, I am noticing in myself, like, I don't know, I feel like I learned so much painting that glass piece. I feel much more like comfortable mixing colors and stuff like that. And like, it's kind of a hard thing to describe. I feel like, so when I would paint originally, like before this last piece, so like my fruit painting or whatever, which would be in the last vlog, it's not in this video, but yeah, painting that, I would, like, you have a bunch of different colors, right, that you mix and prepare, and you would be painting or whatever, and then I would see that there's like a hint of another color somewhere, and then I would think like, okay, so I need this color in order to put the color down. But then something would stop me from doing that or something, or I would tell myself like, oh, I'll just deal with that color later, or whatever. It wasn't like a fluid process, I guess. I felt like I was kind of limiting myself in how I did the painting. Like I needed it to be very like segmented and organized. So like, I don't know, I painted the vase first, and then I painted the fucking tomatoes, and then the fabric, and I wouldn't really let myself jump between colors or whatever, and that's fine, and that's kind of how I started my glass painting, right? Like I started with the fabrics and then I moved into the glass and stuff like that. But I think especially spending so much time at the end of the process where it was like, I was doing little touches of something in the glass, and then I noticed something in the fabric that needs a little something extra, so then I move over to the fabric, and then I jump back over to the glass. I don't know, it just I feel like I was able to feel a little bit more comfortable with just painting without overthinking the steps so much. And that's kind of what I learned in that progression. And then, yeah, working on the tree in class today, yeah, it I don't know, it went well. It was good. So we'll see, I still have those 2 other trees to paint in that I don't know, I just wanted to paint 3 separate trees instead of doing a full composition of multiple trees in it. And then today in class we talked about painting water, and it seems like everybody's painting the same image, and I kind of don't want to, because I don't really want to. So I'm probably gonna find I don't actually know if that's like the plan, or it wasn't like specifically talked about. I don't think that like, okay, we're all gonna paint this exact image. I'm pretty sure it's a little bit more open, but everybody's painting the same image, so I'm just gonna paint something else. It's like a image of it was what the prof was painting. It's like a wave crashing on a shore or whatever, and like that's fine and good and cool and whatever, but I don't know, I kind of want to find something else. I feel like that's like a huge part of what makes painting enjoyable is, you know, painting something that you actually like. And that was like a huge thing with this glass painting in comparison with the fruit painting. The fruit painting was just like, I just fucking set it up and took a photo in like full fluorescent lighting. It was kind of, you know, a difficult thing to play with, but a good, you know, practice in studying and learning how to use paints and stuff. And then, so for the glass one, I wanted to make sure that I actually liked the reference image that I was doing. So, yeah, I set that up, and I specifically took like a flash photo in darkness, because I think flash photos look really cool and would be cool translated into a painting. So yeah, and I feel like I enjoyed it a lot more than the first one. So yeah, who would have thought, you know? So those are my notes on class tonight. I hope they were coherent, because I'm so tired. I'm gonna sleep, and yes, that's all. Okay, good night. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hi. How's it going? It's a Tuesday. We had class yesterday, and yeah, I'm about to paint some more. I did a bunch of work this morning. We're wrapping up like a big branding project this week, and we're presenting it tomorrow. So I had some things to do regarding that. So it's like 4:00 in the afternoon, in the early evening. And yeah, I was about to start painting, but I've been kind of like paying attention to, you guys can't even see what I'm bringing into frame here. I've been paying attention to the air quality forecast or whatever recently. And when I went to the park that first day, I think I talked about this, the air quality was poor because there's like wildfires going on around us. And yeah, I just kind of I just felt bad or whatever from spending a couple hours outside. And now the air quality has dropped lower than that. It's unhealthy right now. And tomorrow, the forecast says that it's gonna drop down even further to very unhealthy. So that's great, you know, that's awesome. Love to see it. But yeah, and then I started Googling, like, if the air is so bad outside, am I okay inside? And like, mostly yes, I think, because obviously, you know, I'm inside. And like, we have a filter and stuff. But yeah, air from outside and like the bad air quality pollution stuff still seeps in through, you know, the door cracks and windows and whatever, you know? A house is not a vacuum. So, and then I was reading on Reddit a little bit, you know,
And then somebody suggested, they like linked a link to like a little DIY how-to video of like how to build a little air purifier. And you just need 4 air filters that is like high enough rated that it, you know, filters out air particles and smoke and stuff like that. This one's for like allergies and smoke and smog. So, and then yeah, you get a fan, and then you basically build a box where the fan pulls in air through the filters and then spits out clean air. So yeah, I'm gonna build that now. It's very simple. I just need some cardboard, which I have. Okay, so how does this go? It's supposed to be cardboard. I'm not even in frame. Hi. So it's supposed to be cardboard at the bottom. Maybe I should pull up the video. What we got? It's supposed to be cardboard at the bottom, and then it pulls the air up through the sides. What? The fuck is this?
That? That's right. Alright. Just like that, now I get some duct tape.
Okay. So, welcome to DIY with Leech Huts. Okay, so we have our 20-inch box fan, right? And then we have our 20-inch by 20-inch cardboard. And so firstly, just gotta build a little filter house with the airflow pointing in. Draw in and draw in. This is reminding me of the, am I in frame? Barely? Yes, okay, I guess barely. This is reminding me of the dog meme of like when his house is burning, you know the one. The world is burning, this is fine, just build yourself a little filter box. No big deal. We do what we can, you know what I mean? We do what we can. Perfect. Look at me, I'm a builder. Construction. Okay, now that's all good, and then we gotta tape our cardboard guy to the bottom, or the top, or whatever. Duct tape is so cool and handy. This is reminding me of Deep Cut. I feel like my vlogs have changed so much in the past, you know, I don't know how long I've been doing this now. Has it been 3 years? This is stupid. Yeah, I feel like I used to document so many things, and now it's kind of turned into, you know, it's a little bit more chill. I feel like I used to pull out my camera for literally everything. So I remember there was a vlog, I don't know when it was, how long ago it was, but I was building a table that's over there from IKEA, and I was just like yapping as I did it. I think it was in the summertime. But yeah, I feel like I haven't done anything like this in a while. Just like fucking pulling my camera out to do something stupid like this. It's nostalgic, I guess. Okay, here's our little box. How cute. Oh, all right, yep. Looks good. Should I tape the inside? Nah, duct tape is sturdy.
Nah, we good, we good. Okay, and then we do this way so that the airflow comes out. Like that. Nice. And then we just gotta tape the seal. Make sure it's all good. Beautiful and perfect in every way. Look at my child. Wow, where should we put her? Should it be elevated from the ground, do you think? Like, is that better? I feel like airflow is better when it's not directly on the ground, no? Don't know. Look at her. Gorgeous. Mmm, delicious. Delicious clean air. Now I can paint. Me actually just realizing that I did all this to procrastinate painting? Is that what just happened? I don't know. But that's nice, hey? Little air purifier, DIY. It'll be good for in a couple days when the forecast is actually very unhealthy. It's not too bad right now, but I'll probably have this blasting in a couple days, just in case, you know? I don't know. Okay, let's paint. Hey, good morning, you guys. Hello, good morning. How's it going? So yeah, I found out this morning that I'm kind of a dumbass. As you can see, I'm using my mic, my DJI mic that, it's been established that I couldn't use because I broke the fucking connector thingy. Yeah, I just realized this morning that oh, wait, the connector thingy's just for my phone. I can still use the mic with my camera, my mirrorless. So yeah, that's great news. We're back to using the mic again. We always could have. But yeah, the repair is being done. I've sent in my little connector piece, and then so they're gonna send me a new one, I think. So hopefully that doesn't take too long, and then I can go back to using it with my phone again if I should need that. Yeah, hey, it's Friday morning. I just journaled a little bit, as I do with my coffee. Yeah, last night I went to it was like a social thing for the mural festival that organized the barrier project that I was working on a couple months ago. They were hosting like a kind of sneak peek thing. So like the barrier project is the first, activation, first little bit of programming that they do. And then so the sneak peek, they, celebrate that and then kind of give a little hint at what's to come. So yeah, or not all of us, but like most of the artists showed up. It was nice seeing everybody again, chatted, drank beer, whatever. I didn't get too much footage because, I don't know. You show up and then you see people and you're like, blah, 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 blah. You see somebody else, blah, 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 blah. And then other shit is going on and you just chat all night. I didn't have it in my mind to pull out my camera very much. So yeah, that was lovely. It was lovely to see everybody catch up, What a great little group of artists. It's like, I don't know, working on those barriers. I talked about this in the barrier video, but it felt very community-y and I felt very warm being a part of that. So it was a nice little, reminder of what that was like again. But yeah, I came home and, as you do, if you're kind of like an anxious introvert at heart, like I feel like it's always kind of been like this. I guess I would say I'm like half and half, but primarily my nature is introverted. I spend a lot of time alone. I'm very independent, right? I guess it depends. It really does. Sometimes I crave, seeing my friends and stuff like that, but I think definitely being in a social context with a bunch of people that, I'm not like super, super close with or anything like that, it takes a lot of effort, right? So being that kind of person, I came home, like everything was cool when I was there, of course, as it always is. And I came home and I start I know I'm not the only one who does this. I start kind of sifting through all of the interactions that I had, and then the ones that kind of, I don't know, stand out as maybe I did something wrong or maybe I said something stupid, start to get picked out. And then I focus on that. I'm like, fuck, why did I say that? Or fuck. Do they think that I'm so rude? Do they hate me because I said something stupid? It's all obviously now talking about it, thinking about it, having journaled about it, it's stupid, right? I don't know. It's a pattern for sure. Overanalyzing what you may have said or done, worrying about if it was stupid or what the person thinks of you or whatever. So yeah, I picked out you know, a couple instances of, you know, fucking forgetting someone's name or like, you know, shit like that. Just like whatever, normal social fuck ups, occurrences, right? That happen all the time that, you know, happen and then the other person probably forgets about it immediately, right? So yeah, I was kind of stuck on that last night and I was like, okay, I gotta work this out for myself this morning. Cause like, it's not a big deal. It's just like kind of, I don't want to be holding on to that. I want to be able to, and I'm slowly getting there. I want to be able to have it happen and then let it go immediately, not even take it with me out of that single moment. And so yeah, this morning journaling, that's the kind of task that I needed to let go of. And yeah, I reminded myself of the whole, you know, I don't know, new perception or no, new perspective, I guess, of I don't have to be liked, you know? Yes, I'll fuck up. Maybe someone will think I'm rude or, you know, look sideways at something that I said or whatever. Obviously, you know, if it's a mistake, it's like whatever. And nothing is going to be held against you unless, you know, it's a issue with that person. And like nobody that I talked to last night gives that vibe or anything like that. Like everybody's just so open and wants to be open and nice and, you know, accepting. And so I have to remind myself of that and not be so hard on myself. But yeah, I was just reminding myself that I can be kind of like, you know, meh, you know, I don't have to be so perfect. I don't have to say exactly the right thing all the time because how the fuck can I? I don't know what the exact right thing to say is all the time. I'm an imperfect social being. So I reminded myself of that and, yeah, it's all good. I can leave that in the past. There's no problem now. I'm home. It's a beautiful Friday. The smoke has cleared out a bunch because it rained last night, thank God. I have a bunch of things that I want to do today. New projects to move on to. And so yeah, I can let go of that anxiety of those few little standout what ifs, right? That probably are completely made up in my head. And just look back on last night as what it is. Just a lovely little social thing where I got to talk to people that are genuinely very interesting and cool. And yeah, I love chatting with other creatives. It's, you know, it's like talking to kindred spirits. So the less that I hang on to the expectation for myself to be perfect in those kinds of settings, the more that I can focus on really being in the moment with the people that I'm there with and like actually be interested in what the fuck they're saying instead of being so focused on, am I saying the right thing, you know? And that's, you know, I don't want that. I want to be able to be there and be, you know, with the people that I'm actually socializing with, right? So I'm getting there. I'm grateful for, you know, this whole thing now that I've, you know, come back to, okay, we're okay again. We're back to center. We're back to peace. It was just another challenge that came up and now we're back. So yeah, that was my journaling session this morning, pretty much. I'm kind of not done. I'm gonna, usually like I'll journal about anything that's on my mind, anything that's sticky in my heart, or anything that, you know, I had experience that I'm holding on to, or anything that I need to let go kind of thing. And then I'll kind of look forward at the day ahead and then do just some like planning or whatever. Yeah. So today, it's Friday, like I said. I have a bunch of like
little things that I need to do that I've kind of been putting off. We're building a deck. I'm getting my friend's dad to build a deck for us. He does like contracting stuff, projects and stuff. He's really good at handyman things. I've seen him build like a million different things. So yeah, we're getting him to do the deck. But we do have a deck there, so it's like a replacement. So we need to demolish the old deck, which it's like all rotten and it's pretty small, so it's like not a huge deal to do that. So yeah, I just have a few things that I need to do with that. I don't think I'm gonna film myself doing that because like, I don't know. I'm just gonna be a big mess just trying to figure out how to do all that shit. And then a couple little errands. I want to go to the gym because I haven't been in a few days and I've been wanting to, but it just hasn't been lining up. So I want to have a chill, nice session. I like it when my day's not too busy and I feel like being active, so I can just like go to the gym. There's no real time crunch or anything like that. I can just go do my exercises. If I want to throw on, a bit of like treadmill walking for a little while at the end, or like do some other stuff that I like doing while I'm there just for fun. Those are like my favorite sessions because I'm kind of just like, I go to the gym and I'm just like playing, I'm just like, oh, maybe I'll do this next, whatever. Instead of like getting my workout in and then dipping and then going on to the next thing. So it's nice days like these where, it's a little bit more flexible and I can spend my time there. That's what's going on today. And yeah, the air quality is much improved and I don't have to have this loud ass fan going 24/7 anymore. So I'm very grateful for that. The birds are out, they're singing, they're fucking happy about it too. So yeah, I will chat with you guys in a little bit. Oh my god, look at that dog. What even is that? It's like the tiniest, stumpiest little, it looks like a fat wiener dog. But I don't actually know. It's just like waddling along. It's looking at something. That's so cute. It looks like a hippo. Like a little hippo. Aw. Oh no, it's got like the terrier face. It's like a, it's got like the mustache and it's all black. But it's very waddly and squat. Cute. So yes, let's do it. Happy Friday. Hello. Am I in frame? I don't know. Good morrow. It's Sunday, baby. This isn't really gonna work, is it? I feel like my shirt isn't structured enough. Hey, happy Sunday. How's it going? How are you? Excuse my hair. It's like clipped up at the moment. It's baking. I finished my tree painting yesterday. My tree paintings. It's like in the corner there. I'll get some shots of it. Just those three. Yeah, finished the last one yesterday. I think I said this before. I was like trying to approach them. I can pick you guys up. Okay, I was trying to approach them as more of like studies rather than like a finished painting. I think I had a little bit of like, I don't know, refinement fatigue or something working on the glass one that I believe was earlier in this vlog. Again, I'm editing a vlog from last month and I'm also filming this vlog, so it's hard to remember what is in which vlog. But yeah, because that like glass one was so intense and so rendered out,
this next one with the trees and stuff. A big part of it is that like I don't have time, and I want to have it. I need to have it finished for class, so that's good. That's done. And then so technically also like this is a week behind, and then a water painting is due this week, so I'd like to get started on that today as well. And then just see how far I get, because I do have class tomorrow, so I'll come to class with the trees, and then I'll be like, look, I've started my water painting. Probably will not be done, but I'm trying. So that's also today. So yeah. It's just busy. It's just one thing after the other. And I feel like it's, you know, it's okay to be busy. I'm fine being busy. Like, I'm happy to be busy. I'm happy to be doing stuff. But I feel like when it is busy for too long, I start to get tired, and I start to get like anxious and overwhelmed. And, you know, it's harder to enjoy the busyness if I haven't had a break from my last bout of busyness or whatever. Or like, I don't even know if busyness is the right word. It's just kind of like maybe if you like take a look at my time and stuff like that, I'm sure I have time, but I think it's like overwhelm from, you know, the types of things that I'm doing as well. It's like work stuff, yes, cool, whatever. But then also like the painting stuff is a significant challenge for me, and like a new thing that I'm, you know, it takes extra effort for me to do painting. And then so I feel like that's like a big thing that's kind of on me every week. And then like all of the mural projects and stuff that I've been doing, which, you know, is a physical and mental drain. And I feel like I haven't really recovered from that yet. And then like all these other projects that I have going on. So it's just a lot. It's been very busy, and God, I'm just craving like a week where I can just be like, leave me alone. Let me be a potato. Let me just do what I want to do and go back to like a stable place. Yeah. I feel like, you know, to use the pendulum swinging analogy, maybe when you're like, to relate it to like being busy or whatever, when you're busy, you're swinging like this, right? You're like, I gotta do stuff. And then, you know, if you get a little bit of time to become unbusy, then, you know, you let yourself come back to center. But I feel like the past couple months have just been like this. And maybe I start to slow down a little bit and come back to, but then it's like, oh, we're going. So I'm just like motion sickness, you know what I mean? From all of that. But yeah, anyways, whatever. It's fine. I'll get through it. I'll get the things done that I need to get done, and then time will continue moving, and then I'll come back to peace again, and, you know, catching up with what I like my life to be, which is balanced, and like a balance of stuff to do, but also feeling okay to go outside and go on walks and stuff like that. I could do that. Maybe that would be a good thing to do. I feel like when I'm super busy, I'm just yapping. I'm just fucking yapping right now. I feel like when I'm super busy, physically I probably do have time to like take fucking 30 minutes and go for a walk or whatever, but it's like the mental load of the shit that I need to do or figure out, or things that I have to deal with in the future. My mind is like stuck on those things. And it's hard to kind of detach from that. So if I think about going for a walk, you know how it is when you're busy, right? It's like, oh, I can't do that. I'm too busy. Physically, like literally you can. You can. But it's just, you feel like you can't. Or like you feel so overwhelmed that like even if you were to go on that walk, it might be nice, but then your mind would still be stuck on the shit that you gotta do later. Which is all, you know, I'm aware, and I'm, you know, I know that the busyness and getting caught up in the busyness truly could just be a matter of like, I'm letting my mind do that, you know? And if I were a little bit more centered, if I were feeling a little bit more connected to peace and shit right now, then, you know, I could take a step back and be like, okay, it's not that big of a deal. I have time. I am fine. This is fine. You know, it'll all be fine. Which, like, sometimes I can remind myself of, right? Like when I journal and stuff. But then, you know, my day continues and I get caught up in things, and yeah, and then I just go back to the fucking busy mind. I'll start working on the water painting, let myself just sit with that for a while, enjoy the, you know, quietness of painting, because it can be a relaxing thing. It can be like a meditation. Hopefully I can get there today. So yeah, it's like work stuff, you know, all that stuff, all the stuff I gotta do. But also I feel like, especially in the past couple days, sorry, I'm going back to yapping, in the past couple days with the deck stuff, because we're building a deck also, that's been kind of stressful because we've run into a few hurdles. And yesterday was a great day. We did, you know, finish the demo, and then yeah, we've run into a couple things. And yesterday, yeah, we took down the old deck and then saw that yeah, when it was installed, whoever installed it didn't install flashing correctly, which is the stuff that is supposed to sit kind of under the decking so that when water from rain goes down the side of the house, it like directs it like away from the house so that, you know, the house doesn't get wet and then the house doesn't rot. So yeah, we discovered some wood rot, so that's something that needs to be handled. That's just on my mind also, you know? Thinking about like, oh fuck, I got this thing and then I gotta do it by this time so that we can build a deck, and then I'll fucking do it. I'll get through it, and then eventually, hopefully sooner than later, I can actually and rest. Is this a spider? What are you? Are you a spider? Oh, it is a spider. Okay, that's fine. We have, every house has spiders, right? Usually we don't see them, but there's like a big spider's nest in the basement. Not like huge or anything, it's a spider's nest, in like a corner, and we're leaving it. I'm leaving it. Brandon's like, you know, kind of freaked out, but they're chill. What do? I feel like they catch other bugs and stuff, and like, certain bugs I see more as like animals. Stuff like ants and mosquitoes. Sorry, I'm just like continuing to yap for no reason. Ants and mosquitoes and stuff like that, I'm like, destroy. Kill them. Get them out of my sight. But like spiders, bees, you know, stuff like that. Moths, I see them as like, they're not doing anything. They're just fucking living their life. So, I let them live. They're friends, you know? Okay. Let's take some reference photos and then get on with the painting. Yeah. Yeah.
cries for help. Okay. Let's go.
Last thing that happens. Yeah, we don't start with the lightest thing.
Hey, just got back from class. Went to school today, went to acrylics class, and I didn't notice this, but yeah, it's been, so there are 8 classes total, and I can only make it to 7 of them. I can't make it to the last one. And so this was class number 6, meaning next week's class will be the last one for me, which is kind of crazy. It feels so short when, you know, thinking about it now, like looking back on it. I guess at the beginning I was like, holy fuck. This is crazy. This is going to go on for how many weeks? I got to do how many paintings in how many weeks? But yeah, wow. What a great experience. I feel like coming to the end of it, I'm really beginning to notice the benefits and like the changes in myself in terms of like painting and how I approach painting, having done, you know, multiple paintings now and looking at multiple different subjects and being around paint and yada yada. It's beautiful. I'm feeling very grateful. It's kind of crazy. I almost didn't go to class today because my car wouldn't start for a little hot second. It was just it was like the steering wheel lockout thingy. It's happened before. So I was kind of like, fuck. I was leaving. I packed up my my stuff, put it in my car, and then my car wouldn't start. And I was like, shit. So I like sat and Googled it for a little while, and luckily it was just that, and I figured it out, and I was like, hell yeah. So I went. And then class was lovely. We had a live model today, and what a delight. What a treat to have somebody sit for you, to draw them and then paint them. I've never painted for figure drawing before. I've only been to like a drawing, life drawing sessions, not like a life painting thing. So that was really interesting. But yeah, it was cool. I haven't attempted to paint somebody's face traditionally in a very long time. I feel like painting faces is notoriously difficult. I feel like getting somebody's likeness down on its own is difficult, and then trying to paint their likeness is even more difficult. But yeah, it was really good. I'm excited to keep working on this. I feel like, you know, coming to the end of this process. I'm now merging like what I love to do anyways, which is depict people in my art, and now applying what I've learned so far with painting to that, and it's exciting. I'm excited. It'll be good. It'll be fun. So yeah, those are just the thoughts that I've had this class, and yeah, God, I love life drawing. I love life when there's a live model in the same room as me, and they get to, and they're staying still for me, and I get to draw them and stare at them and not weird them out. You know, I feel like I'm so used to the process of like, you know, because all of my life drawing happens when I'm just like out and about. So people will be like moving around, or, you know, I can't stare at them so intently and so obviously, or else they'll like get weirded out. So I have to be kind of like sneaky about it. And I feel like, you know, there's that's enjoyable for me. Like I do, that's a thing that I love to do. A hobby of mine for sure, but it does come with, you know, certain restrictions, and there are a lot of times where I'm like drawing somebody and they move or they leave, or, you know, it's hard to see because they're so far away or something, and I can't really like stare at them so intently to figure it out. So I just have to like fill things in with my mind, and then it's not like a full observational experience, I guess, versus, you know, having a model there for that purpose. Such a treat. Such a fucking treat. I forget if I mentioned this, but I signed up for another class. Me in this vlog talking about how fucking busy I am and how I just want to chill and not be busy anymore. Yeah, sign up for another class, but this one's just like a week-long kind of concentrated thing. So after this painting course is finished, next week being the last class, I think I get a week where I'm not doing anything, and then the following week will be that kind of week-long camp type thing, also at the school. And it's just 5 days of life figure drawing or painting or whatever I want to do with live models in the room, and I'm so fucking excited. Yeah, life drawing is the best. So I'm looking forward to that a lot. It'll be so nice to, like, I already blocked off work for this, and it's kind of gonna be like a little like getaway retreat, but like I'm just in class and I get to draw. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. And today just, you know, reminded me that I'm excited for that. So yeah. Yeah, so that's all. I'm gonna maybe eat something and then go to bed. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Hey, how's it going? I just got back from the gym. Why are you guys like actually crooked? Like so crooked right now. Yeah, just got back from the gym. Excuse my sweatiness. I've been meaning to film this for quite some time. It's been a minute since my last little section that you guys would have seen on the vlog. I don't know what happened. I got busy with the rest of my work, and then I went on a weekend trip to go for a drift event, and then now I'm back. And things are chilling out a little bit more. I'm finally getting time to edit a little bit. I finished a bunch of work stuff. Yeah, essentially, this is it. This is me wrapping up the vlog. Yeah, the rest of that week or whatever before my trip was, you know, busy as fuck. with work and stuff, and then during the trip, you know, obviously you're traveling, and then I was also working a lot while I was there. And then I have a couple more deadlines this week that are like kind of, you know, it's a little bit more chill. I have a couple days to like finish these things, but still they're kind of on the plate, and I just want to get them done and get them sent off and whatever. But I'm also, you know, I have some time to like edit and stuff, so things are moving along. So that's good. But yeah, this morning, so yesterday I posted my Patreon July postcard, which I'm assuming this video will come out within the month of July. Hi, editing leech. It is August 3rd. So I didn't make the upload before the end of July. Also, ignore my hair, okay? It's like a curly fucking mess right now. I've been trying to figure out how to, because my hair is naturally curly. Don't look at me. My hair is naturally curly. I've been trying to like figure out how to do curls, to like wear my natural curls. And it's a learning experience. I feel like I'm just realizing that like I don't have the haircut for it. And so maybe my next haircut will be curl forward. But I just needed to try a bunch of times to really figure that out. Anyways, hi, yeah. The edit isn't uploaded within the month of July, so what I'm about to say about Patreon July blah 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 is inaccurate. I just posted my August Patreon rewards, and that's what's live right now. So if you sign up within the month of August, you're gonna, you know, with the mail tier, you will get these in the mail, what I'm about to show, okay? So I just wanted to pop in and let you guys know that. So here it is. If you would like to sign up, you can get this in the mail if you sign up anytime this month. So yeah, I posted that yesterday because today is July 2nd. And yeah, I don't know, I just feel riddled with guilt. There's like a heaviness that's kind of like hanging on inside around guilt for being so busy that I've kind of been neglecting YouTube and Patreon and Instagram and like my audience or whatever. And I know, like, I'm fully aware, and I say this all the time, that like none of this shit matters. I know that, but it's a knowing of that that's fighting with the identity that I have, the ego that, you know, is deathly afraid of people not liking me or people being disappointed in me. So I'm kind of battling myself right now with that. And I know that like right now, currently, things are easing off a little bit. I'm getting edits done. A YouTube video will be up soon, and then that'll make me feel better. But I also know that like just letting the solution of like putting out more videos or being more active on social media or whatever because of this guilt to alleviate the guilt, that's like one solution or whatever, but it's temporary, right? Because then the next time that I, you know, get so busy that I can't be doing, you know, consistent YouTube and Patreon stuff as much, or like give it as much attention, the next time that happens, then I'll feel the guilt again, right? So yeah, I'm working through that, and on like a physical level or like a worldly level, right? In terms of like actual things that I'm actually doing, like getting videos out and whatever, like I know it'll be okay and things will get back to a normal pace. It's just the inner stuff that is kind of something that I know will come up again, so I want to, you know, face it now while it's here, because these times when I feel it, when it's coming up, is the perfect time to face it and to, you know, look at it and be like, you're not real. You don't matter, actually, to my guilt and my shame or whatever around not being perfect. So, like, it is uncomfortable, right? But I'm trying not to get caught up in that negative feeling of discomfort and instead be grateful that it's there so that I can let it be there and then release it, you know? Because it's hard to release something when it's buried and not at the forefront of your life. So that's kind of what I'm trying to sit with and how I'm trying to deal with this stuff. Because at the end of the day, all I need to do is accept. It's all about acceptance. If I can accept that, you know, my life will go like this, and sometimes, you know, I'll be uploading more or paying more attention to my online presence or my online audience or whatever, and sometimes I won't. That's out of my control. So of course the only thing that I can do is accept it. And that's just it. That's just the game of life. So, yeah. Working on that. Thinking about that. Meditating on that. I will update you guys in the next vlog, I guess, because this needs to wrap up. But yeah. That's all for this one, guys. Sorry for the weird, like, disjointedness of this last little section here. I don't know if it actually will come across as disjointed or what. Maybe I'm just being critical of myself as usual. But anyways, speaking of Patreon, let me get a better little background. I'll cover up this white, this window, and then around. Big thank you to my motherfucking patrons! Ta-da, here they are. Thank you guys for sticking with me through this, like, weirdness. I'm sorry I've been neglecting you. I feel like I said this in other ones. I've said it a bunch of times because it's just like this weird guilt that's lingering within me. And I know you guys don't give a fuck, and it doesn't actually matter. I just gotta keep reminding myself of that. And reminding myself that, you know, I'm just gonna keep doing my best and providing what I have the capacity to provide. And I know that you guys don't, you know, expect anything more of me because you're fucking chill. You're human like me. You get it. I feel like I have a irrational fear that, like, everybody is, and I'm sure this goes back to childhood, everybody is, like, secretly angry at me in the way that I used to, my family would get angry at me if I, like, didn't do my chores or, you know, just those things. Which in turn has, you know, developed into this people-pleasing mentality and this desperate fear of disappointing people. So anyways, going to keep working through that. But for now, thank you for being here. Yeah, if you want to support me on Patreon, be a patron. Hopefully I will be more active eventually, soon, hopefully. Then you can give me money at patreon.com/leechuts. That's where my Patreon is. If you want mail from me, that nice dog print and sticker, that's my mail, my token Sudo tier. And then I have other tiers where I make an extra video every month. And then I have like a little tip tier, so any of those tiers, your name will be alongside all those other people, those lovely other patrons, and I will appreciate you very much for your support. So that's all I have to say. I'm gonna drink something really cold and have a snack or something, and then get back to work, get back to these deadlines. So thank you for watching, guys. I have a lot of like exciting things coming up in the next little while that I don't want to spoil. One thing's like an announcement that's like gonna be cool and exciting, a little career thing, kind of. And then another thing is like, I'm just like doing a thing that's like kind of cool that I want to vlog the process of and stuff, so look out for that whenever that comes out. Okay, bye bye. Thank you for watching. And God, it's been so long since I've done an outro or anything. This is crazy. And I will see you guys in a bit.